All right, welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at customizing your charting platform, how you might do it and how you might approach it. So I'm going to show you the way I kind of do it, and then you can use this to any charting platform. Now the one that I use is TC2000. This is kind of my general layout, but it spans usually multiple screens and monitors. So when I stretch it, it looks condensed right now, but when I stretch it, it's over multiple screens. It does widen out and looks better. So right now you're seeing it more compressed. This is part of it. There's also a second windows and so on that kind of looks through, and I do modify the layouts depending on what I'm doing, like let's say maybe swing trading versus 0-day stuff versus other things. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how I built this up, because I'm going to build this out for the YouTube side, because on YouTube I like to zoom in when I share or look at these screens. I don't do bars on YouTube, because here I'm doing bars. On YouTube I like to do candlesticks, but here's kind of our trends and so on that I'll go ahead and set up for you guys. So let's get started. We're going to go in and I will just do it from my swing side, and I will duplicate this layout. So I'll show you how I do this, and we will rename this to YouTube, and we'll call it YouTube Anchor. That way it's going to be the anchor chart, and I will get rid of the 30-minute because for YouTube I'm not going to be as precise on the entries. And here's the way that I have this set up. So if we go to the 130-minute chart, so I've got 130-minute. These are kind of the time frames I like to use. I don't use the 1 hour because the 1 hour doesn't break down evenly. If there's a trader that says, hey, use the 1 hour, they don't understand that, hey, 6.5 trading hours doesn't break down evenly, so you'll get a weird bar. Anyway, that being said, if we go into the color coding of this, and I could probably get rid of some of that stuff. I've got two moving averages. One is the 33, one is the 21. Really, it's the 21 that I use. I might use 33 for the alerts. That's really what the 33 is for. The 21, in this case, what we have is we have dots. Normally, you'll see a line. This is kind of normal and typical. So you'll see a line, and this is what most people have. Okay, so let's get rid of this chart for a minute. So you'll see a line, and I'll put up Etsy because this is the one I'm trading right now. I just got into this trade in my live account, so you can see this one's starting to go, and you might say, why did I get into the trade? And I'll show you exactly why with the signals here in a minute. So the way I have the 21-day moving is I have it on yellow. Okay, and then the green trend, the way that it works is if the moving average, that's 21, what it does is it takes every moving average actually has a point. So even though it looks like a line, we can convert this to dots. So if we switch to dots, that means every bar actually has a point. And then what the line does is it smooths it out. Instead, I actually like to use the dots because it's more precise to the item rather than the line. So remember, it's just a visual representation. So we'll use the dots. Then what I do is I'll look at the moving average that if you're trending up, so what it's saying is the previous bar, meaning the previous moving average point, like point 1 or the second point or the third point, if the recent ones are trending to the upside, we will color code those green. So we've got a green trend. So I'm going to turn that on and I will show that to you. So what you'll see is if it's trending up, like this moving average is trending to the upside, then it'll be green. If it's trending down, we've got yellow. Okay, or if it's not trending at all, we've got yellow. But if it's starting to move up, if this one is higher than the last one, then we're moving up, then it's green. And it's got to be like 3 in a row. That's why I have the 3 items on that formula. So it's got to move up, then it's going to, like you can see this one, then this one, then this one, but we've got 2 yellows, even though it's moving up. Then it finally starts the green trend. So that way it has a little bit of a lag or delay. Now we can do the same thing on the red trend. So that way if it's kind of moving down, so I have, if it's smaller, you can see 21x average close, which is the moving average exponential close, is less than here. Then we'll move it down. So we'll add that in play. And here you can see it's the same thing. It's trending down, trending down. So now we've got yellow. So combining the green and the yellow, we've got some greens, we've got some reds, and the yellows are just normal dots that maybe are unsure or don't hit the formula yet. So what I'm doing is now I've got this chart set up, and every other bar we will just color code. Normally what you'll see is you'll see candlesticks, and you will see kind of kind of colored candlesticks, but that gets busy. So I don't really like that. So instead, what we'll do is we will do candlesticks, but we will do, instead of net change, we'll do one color. And I will change that color to maybe let's make it a little brighter for YouTube. Even then, I don't always, I don't really use the colors too much on this. We're just trying to brighten it up a little bit to avoid the noise. Okay, so there we go. So we've got that. You could dim it out a little bit if you like. But now we've got our candlestick bars, and there we go. So what we've got now is a basic chart that works pretty well. The other thing that we can do is for the volume, it's the same principle. I've got conditional colors, but these are a little different. So again, volume, we can make it, just a general color. I don't really care much about the volume until it's starting to move up. So if I've got more than about 20%, you could change this to, this is the average volume, 20 times 1.20. So if the volume is greater than 20% of the normal 20-day volume, then I want to know. And that's where it color codes it kind of green. So you can see, boom, it color codes it green, color codes it green. So I want to see those big spikes. Other than that, I don't care about the data. Same thing with the red. If it color codes it, then I want to know. Other than that, it's just normal volume. Okay, so here's what we've got. So now if we've got this stock moving and we're looking at our time frame, I've got good volume. I've got a green dot, which right there shows me that green dot. And now I've got myself a possibility to enter the trade. So it's kind of two simple little signals right there that you could look at. Anything too crazy, too complicated. It's just, hey, two simple signals that you could use at a basic level for quick trading. Now, how do we combine this? Well, what I will do is duplicate this chart. This is a 130-minute chart, but we can duplicate this and we can move that and we will tab it over here. And now I could use this in terms of a daily chart. So I've got a combination now. I've got a daily chart and I've got about a 130-minute chart. So if they kind of work together, and you'll see, if you see volume there coming in also on the daily, that's a strong entry. If you only see it on the 130-minute or even like, let's say the 65-minute, then it's maybe a light entry. So this is kind of a general setup. Again, we could reduce this pricing so it's less impactful because we don't need to see the pricing as much. We really want to look at, hey, is there some good clear signals? If we've got some dots moving up, this is good. This one, it's slowly starting to trend to the upside. Not fully there, but I've already entered the trade because it cleared some of these resistance points and levels, and we've had an early kind of signal. So that's kind of the point is, hey, I could get an early signal, but if this actually starts trending also on the daily, now you've got a much stronger signal. So if you start seeing it reverse course like back here, and you'll start seeing maybe some stronger signals on the daily chart, that could mean a lot more power. So anyways, we're going to use this setup for our YouTube side on teaching. I think something similar to this. I like doing this in the sense of teaching and showing you, but just wanted to explain this to you of how this works and operates and why we use it. Because I really don't care about the volume unless there's a lot of volume. I don't care about the price unless price is moving in my favor or direction. So in this case, it's moving in my favor, in my direction. It's starting to turn. And if I'm bullish, hey, this might be an early entry signal, yellow, start to get cautious. And here it's green in the shorter time frame. So this is how the charts I have set up at a basic level for one of the types of trades like swing trading that I like to do. And we can use this as well for YouTube and training. And for the alerts, I usually will set them based on the 33 exponential moving average. You could use 35, 34, 32, whatever you like, only because of, I don't want the super early signal where it's just breaking this, because it could break and then reverse, break and reverse. So I do leave it a little bit more slightly delayed, and that's where that a little line is for. But again, it's up to you how you like to set alerts, how you like to do some trading. I just want to show you how I do it on the setup. I also don't use necessarily the bars. I like candlesticks. They're a lot more cleaner for me, and so on. But for YouTube, because it does make it a little difficult to see all the bars, we could use we could use the candlesticks. So anyways, that's kind of my charting things. Truly appreciate everybody writing in the comments and posting some good stuff. So if you like these types of videos, let me know, and feel free to write down your notes, your thoughts, your ideas, and some other things you might want to cover. But this is just some insight for you on some charts. So anyways, hope that helps. Thank you so much for joining me, and feel free to check out some of the other great freebies we have, critical charts. We've got some other free webinars right there on the website, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.